In the very bland background. This is all gonna be on the fly, but this is gonna be a vlog of a wire project I'm gonna make for someone. They requested me make it for her daughter's graduation gift. Okay, so this was my initial sketch. Her name starts with an S, and I always thought S's look kind of like the neck of a bird, and in this case, it ended up being a swan, and I just kind of created it on the fly. So I'll use that as the template. And my next sketch I ended up doing, as you can see, you still have a swan body, but then I did a spiral, and it ended up looking like either an eye or like a spiral staircase. It's like one of those pictures, depending how you look at it, you know, they ask you what you see first, something like that. So I was like, I could use that as a recurring motif. In this case, I really like the illusory effect and the spiral of the spiral staircase. And you can also see like a nautilus shell out of that. So depending how you look at it, what you perceive first. So what I'll do is, if you can imagine, now this is a horrible conch shell representation, but if I can concave the body, if that's the right term, imagine this as the side. It also looks like a hair bun too. So this side of the body, you know, if I can hollow it out and give it depth, the body depth, so what you're seeing is coming out at you. It's going to spiral out like a staircase and then transition into a bridge. What I'll do is it'll be a platter, you know, they'll pour resin to, so I'll pour resin as the water, and it's going to transition from stairs into a bridge and, you know, end somewhere along the edge of the platter. So there's that side of it. And I just did this accents here to the wings, or its feathers can also double as lashes. Yeah, I had to think about that for a moment. This tree didn't seem quite out of place. Seemed a little out of place. So this is just the initial sketch for it, and this was an eye that turned into a body. But anyways, so yeah, you have the recurring motif of that spiral, and then for a frontal view, I have like a gated heart entrance. Okay, so the dimensions for now, I plan maybe for her to be 7 inches high, roughly. Okay, so here's the neck, and I thought about giving her like braids, okay, and flowers along the side of the head, and then like a kind of like a curtained, feathery effect for the wire. Now, application from conceptual to actual application, it might differ a little bit, but to give you an idea of the template. And so I decided that the tree wouldn't look quite right as tail feathers, so I decided to transition the would-be tree limbs, tree branches, into, let's see, where is it? So if you imagine, this is one side of it, okay? This is the nautilus body, okay? What we saw previously with the spiral. And this is the wing. And then it's gonna transition from feathers, loops, down into like a willow tree. And it's gonna be kind of like hanging above the water. And she wants it a rainbow scheme. Her daughter really likes rainbow colors. So I'm going to use stones corresponding to the colors of the rainbow. Hopefully the stones will do it justice. But so yeah, it's going to transition from the feathers into the leaves hanging down. So that's the wing side of it, and I'll have it on both sides. And how it'll be is, okay, have wire coming in, but no, that's the wrong gauge. I'm going to use 18 gauge for the neck. It's going to be 4 pieces, okay? So to give it dimension, and then about roughly 7 inches high. I'm still trying to get my measurements out, and I'll of course take a few practice runs. What I'll do is I'll give myself extra length because I gotta account for the neck length and plus the bend, but also the turn into this. So what I'll do is, if you imagine 4 pieces of wire here, and then the neck, the framework of the neck is gonna transition into the architecture for the eye. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use smaller gauge wire for the nest slash body slash staircase, the nautilus shell, so to speak. I'll probably use 24 gauge. This is amber colored wire from Parawire. I'll use that for the body. Okay, and I'll blend it. I don't have bronze with me, but let's see, here's a side by side. So, and this is amber, and this is just natural copper. Bronze is more of a goldish, And when you blend these three together, it creates a very a fiery effect, especially in like if you have a flash lighting. So that's what I'll use for the body. So 24 gauge for the body. Okay, it's gonna tie and weave itself around the spiral of the framework of the body, and therein it's gonna transition and taper off into the tree branches. And I'll attach the stems to that. And once I start weaving the neck, I'll use thinner wire, 26 gauge, really fine thread wire for the neck weave. And I'll use the same kind for the, we'll say, like the vines of the heart entrance way. So that's what I have in mind for now, and this has just been the initial conceptual introductory phase, and just we'll see where it goes.